Hello everyone, welcome back to the Gospel of John in 5 Minutos. Today we're on day 9 and we are moving into chapter 5, so grab your Bible and read along with us, chapter 5 verses 1 through 18.
After this there was a feast of the Jews, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. Now there is in Jerusalem by the sheep gate a pool, in Hebrew called Bethsaida, which has 5 porticos. In these lay a multitude of individuals, blind, lame, paralyzed. One man was there who had been ill for 38 years. When Jesus saw him and knew that he had been lying there a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be healed?" The sick man answered him, "Sir, I have no man to put me into the pool when the water is troubled, and while I am going another step down before me." Jesus said to him, "Rise, take up your pallet and walk." And at once the man was healed, and he took up his pallet and walked. Now that day was the Sabbath. So the Jews said to the man who was cured, "It is the Sabbath. It is not lawful for you to carry your pallet." But he answered them, "The man who healed me said to me, 'Take up your pallet and walk.'" They asked him, "Who is the man who said to you, 'Take up your pallet and walk'?" Now the man who had been healed did not know who it was, for Jesus had withdrawn, as there was a crowd in the place. Afterward Jesus found him in the temple and said to him, "See, you are well. Sin no more, that nothing worse befall you." The man went away and told the Jews that it was Jesus who healed him. And this was why the Jews persecuted Jesus, because he did this on the Sabbath. But Jesus answered them, "My Father is working still, and I am working." This is why the Jews sought all the more to kill him, because he not only broke the Sabbath, but also called God his Father, making himself equal with God.
All right, in our passage today, we hear another episode of Jesus seeming to break the rules of the culture of his day by performing a miracle of healing on the Sabbath and then commanding the man who is healed to walk and carry his pallet. Again, breaking the rules of the Sabbath. It brings up an important question. What exactly was the purpose of the Sabbath? You know, one of the ways we talk about the Sabbath is we say that it's a day of rest. Why? Why does it matter that we rest on the Sabbath day? We know from the book of Genesis, the first book of the Bible, that God created the world in 6 days, and on the 7th day he rested. But it wasn't until the time of the people of Israel, under the days of Moses, that it actually became a commandment that we had to rest on the Sabbath in imitation of God. And why do we have to do that? Why were the Israelites told to do that on the Sabbath? Is it because work is something that is bad that we shouldn't do on the Lord's Day? Of course not. What is the purpose of the Sabbath? The reason why God gave the Israelites the Sabbath commandment in the Old Testament is because he wanted them to realize that everything else in creation is made for this world, but man is made for God. And therefore it's significant that at least one day a week, we can work 6 days a week, but the 7th day is for God. It's for us to rest, to be in communion with him, to set aside our daily tasks and focus on him, who ultimately is our destiny. It's a way of reminding us that we aren't made for this world, but are destined for eternity, something so much greater. It's a good reminder to us, especially in our modern day, as practicing the Sabbath, going to church, etc., is becoming less of a habit amongst many Christians. It's important for us to reclaim the Sabbath day for God, for going to church, for prayer, for rest. It's a day to be in communion with God. Join us again tomorrow for day 10 of the Gospel of John in 5 minutes as we move on to the second half of chapter 5.